There's a lot of guys that you see, there's a tremendous amount of energy that's expended every time they throw punches. But you, man, your punches just come in bunches. They just, you just fire them off, man.
When fire
Ruiz comes to fire back, and Joshua's hurt. Oh, Joshua goes down.
meets steel,
The referee didn't do anything about it. It's down again.
the ring becomes a war zone.
But getting a bit of a test here early from Andy Ruiz.
On one side, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr., the pride of Mexican heritage.
You're the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion of the world.
Man, thanks to God.
The first Mexican heavyweight champ.
Ruiz Jr.
And then you started landing bombs on him and dropped him. And I remember jumping off the bed while I was watching, going, oh shit. It was wild, man. It was a wild fight.
And the man who sent Anthony Joshua to the canvas 4 times.
He's been down 4 times.
What's going to be on Saturday? We haven't finished the work yet. I'm ready to go.
On the other, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, a silent storm from London, built like a tank. With Caribbean warrior blood and knockout power that ends fights in an instant.
The canvas. He's won the fight. He showed tremendous courage.
How about Anthony Joshua and Dubois? Dubois is coming into his own, man. That's what that is. He's only like 27, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming into his own. That guy's fucking scary. He's dangerous.
Also knocked AJ down 4 staggering times.
He was so aggressive. He was just in the pocket constantly, just forcing Joshua to go to war. It was wild.
Mexican fire.
Whacks him with the right hand again. He's got dangerous is, and down goes Ortiz.
British steel.
Ryan, there's a great shot from Daniel Dubois. That's it. He's face down on the canvas.
2 men, 2 cultures, 1 brutal collision. This isn't just a fight. It's a legacy on the line.
Let's get this party started!
Welcome to Ruiz versus Dubois, clash of the AJ Slayers. And trust us, someone's going to sleep. Let's talk origins, because where these two came from contributes to what makes them so dangerous. Daniel Dubois hails from Greenwich, London, a British fighter of Caribbean and Nigerian descent, raised in a boxing family. His stoic demeanor, quiet intensity, and humble presence hide a killer instinct.
Ready to fight, you know, put him to sleep, knock him out, and move on. That's my mindset.
Dubois came up in the traditional British amateur scene, sharpening his fundamentals early. What defines him? Raw power and an ice-cold belief that he belongs at the top.
Big baby. Every baby has a daddy, and I'm gonna beat you like I'm your daddy.
Andy Ruiz Jr., born in Imperial, California to proud Mexican parents from Mexicali, embodies the spirit of Mexican boxing: chin, heart, and ferocity. Don't let the stocky frame fool you. This man has some of the fastest hands in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, and you just pile them on, man. And you're throwing them at all these angles, and especially when you get in tight with dudes. You know, like when you're in tight with dudes in these dogfights, your punches are coming at all these different angles. It's so fluid. Yeah. It's beautiful to watch, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
Ruiz grew up around fighters, mentored by Mexican legends.
Combinations that we've been working at the gym, Manny Robles. That's why I had a trainer who throws a lot of combinations, that's good at working speed. So I think we click really good together.
And earned his stripes grinding through tough competition. He fights like a man trying to bring glory to an entire nation because he is. Let's settle one of the most talked about heavyweight moments. Who knocked down Anthony Joshua more convincingly?
Ruiz comes to fire back, and Joshua's hurt. Oh, Joshua goes down. And he's down. His gloves touch the ground. The referee didn't do anything about it. He's down again.
Until recently, Ruiz owned the argument on this one. In June 2019, Ruiz shocked the world by dropping Joshua not once, but 4 times in their first bout. He did it with short, accurate combinations inside, punctuated by a brutal left hook that completely shifted the momentum. The third knockdown in particular, with Joshua dazed on unsteady legs, cemented Ruiz's reputation as a legitimate threat to anyone. Compare that to Dubois more recently. Dubois referred to Joshua as holding the keys to the heavyweight division, a gatekeeper, if you will. He did the unthinkable and attacked the gate directly, knocking Joshua down 3 times in 4 rounds, and finishing him off in the 5th with the sweetest short counter right you will ever see. Dubois brings length, youth, and freakish power to the table.
I think I've shown that in my last 3 fights that I'm totally different. I'm more confident, believe myself more and whatever.
At 6'5", he uses his jab to establish control and throws that overhand right like it was fired from a cannon. His destruction of Trevor Bryan and his firefight with Kevin Lerena showed he doesn't panic under fire. But we've seen his kryptonite, pressure fighters with relentless output. In his loss to Joe Joyce, Dubois couldn't adjust to the jab and eventually bowed out under the pressure. In his controversial bout with Alexander Usyk, he had his moment with a controversial body shot, but proceeded to fade away for the remainder of the fight. Ruiz, he thrives exactly where Dubois struggles. On the inside, when the air gets thin, when the exchanges get messy. His shocking knockout of Anthony Joshua in 2019 wasn't just a fluke. It was a masterclass in composure and combination punching. Ruiz dropped AJ 4 times. Against Luis Ortiz and Chris Arreola, he showed resilience, recovery,
Some wild exchanges in that round.
Oh, Chris Arreola kept coming out with a good left hook.
and speed that shocks even the best.
Besides that, yeah. Now he
However, Ruiz has his own issues: inconsistent conditioning, suspect motivation, and vulnerability to long-range power punches. Fighters like Joshua put him down. The difference: Ruiz always gets up. When you line up the resumes, Ruiz has faced better competition and pulled off the bigger upset. Ruiz has fought elite fighters like Anthony Joshua twice, Luis Ortiz, Joseph Parker, and Chris Arreola. He's been in wars, gone the distance, and won in high-pressure moments. Apart from AJ, Dubois' biggest wins come against fighters like Trevor Bryan and Nathan Gorman. His losses came when he stepped up against Joe Joyce and Usyk. Based on what we've seen, Ruiz has shown more under the spotlight. He's the more proven fighter, but Dubois is younger, fresher, and still improving. And make no mistake, he hits harder than almost anyone Ruiz has faced.
Become a new fighter, improved fighter, and learn from the pain, learn from the frustration of losing. And now I need to win. I need to just turn it around and make sure that when history is written about it, I was the winner.
This is not a mismatch. It's a true 50-50 banger. Now let's talk legacy. Let's talk meaning. A win here for Daniel Dubois is massive for British boxing and Caribbean pride. It would put him back in the title conversation, potentially setting up a clash with the likes of Tyson Fury, Zhang, or even another rematch with Usyk. It would also cement him as Britain's true top heavyweight contender. For Andy Ruiz Jr., a win would remind the world that he's still a top dog. It would reignite hopes of a fight with Usyk or Fury. And more than that, it would be another proud chapter for Mexican boxing. A nation known for producing warriors, not just at featherweight or lightweight, but now at the heavyweight level too. This is about more than titles. It's about national pride. Caribbean steel versus Mexican fire. London versus Mexicali. And whoever wins becomes the face of the next wave of heavyweights.
How do you see the fight going?
A win.
A win?
Just a win.
And you're not looking for a knockout?
Knockout points, whatever happens, a win. That's my golden ticket. That's my prediction, a win.
The heavyweight division is wide open. Fury's future is uncertain. Usyk is aging. Joshua is rebuilding. Wilder is inactive. There's a power vacuum, and this fight could determine who fills it. A win puts either man in position for a title eliminator or even a late replacement for another belt if one gets vacated. And with young lions like Jared Anderson, Arslanbek Makhmudov, and Moses Itama coming up, experience matters now more than ever.
So my next opponent or opponents this year, we're just looking at fights to kind of get me into that later round, because I feel like with Usyk, I feel like I've got a better skill set than him, but I feel like towards the later rounds, he'll just outdo me, because I've never been in that sort of fight.
This isn't just about rankings. It's about survival. The loser might just get left behind. So who wins? Ball. But if Ruiz closes the distance, if he weathers the early storm and turns this into a firefight, he can break Dubois down and drown him in volume. Prediction: if it ends inside 6 rounds, Dubois takes it. If it goes longer, Ruiz outworks him late. Either way, the division will never look the same after this one. Let's look beyond Dubois versus Ruiz for a second and ask the question that really matters. Which of these two stands the better chance of beating Alexander Usyk and surviving the coming storm named Moses Itama? Ruiz, with his quick hands and inside pressure, poses real problems for a fighter like Usyk. He's compact, unpredictable, and hard to deter once he's in rhythm. However, his struggle to cut off the ring and maintain top conditioning leaves him vulnerable against Usyk's elite footwork. Dubois already had his chance, and while his body shot controversy stirred debate,
Do you think he actually was faking that?
He wasn't faking it, he was in pain, so he couldn't really fake it. He was in pain, and if you ever taken one of them shots before, you'd understand, but he was in pain and he couldn't get out.
Usyk eventually dismantled him with superior movement and angles. Still, Dubois' youth, size, and straight power make him dangerous if he ever gets a second shot. But here's the real kicker. Perhaps none of this matters. Because Moses Itama, the teenage prodigy, is rising fast. Undefeated, unbothered, and unrelenting. He's shown flashes of greatness that hint at a new heavyweight era. Both Ruiz and Dubois might be fighting for a shot at Usyk, but more importantly, they're fighting to stay relevant before Itama, the Slovakian-Nigerian annihilator, clears out the division for good. Time is ticking. The heavyweight throne waits for no man.
You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing a press conference and just roll on to the fight.
So, boxing fans, who you got? The British Bomber or the Mexican Menace? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more fantastic matchups and fight breakdowns. This has been your Ringside Analyst, and trust me, the best is yet to come. Until next time, stay sharp, stay savage, and stay ready for war.